Hey guys, Alex here. Today I'm doing another video tonight. This is my very long delayed top 10 movies of 2011. I've been putting it off for a while because I didn't see a lot of the movies that came out at the end of the year. So I kind of put it off for longer than I thought, but I'm going to finally get to it. Still haven't seen all the movies that I'd like to see, but you know what, I figured at this point, if I haven't gone out of my way to see a movie yet, I don't think that it deserves to be on my top 10 list. So there you go. Don't like it, too bad. First of all, honorable mentions. I want to point out some movies that just barely missed the cut. First one would be Super 8. I really liked this movie when it came out. It was a very good movie. It was basically a love letter for Stephen King. Like, it was basically like, you know, little traits from each of his movies. It was really cool. Great special effects. Loved the train scene. Kids were great in the movie, so it was a really good movie. Go out your way to see it. Rango, probably the best animated movie of the year. I love that movie. I thought it was very funny, very entertaining. I liked the whole Wild West mixing with the critters and everything. It was really cool. Really enjoyed that movie. I still watch it on TV when I see it on cable. And Moneyball, which is probably the best sports movies to come out in years. I can't think of the last good sports movie, really. So, but if, you know, I wasn't really blown away by it. It was a good movie, but it wasn't, you know, amazing. But okay, first one, top number 10, X-Men First Class. Loved this movie. Thought it was very, very good. I think it was one of those comic book movies that really branched out beyond comic books. It was really a good tale of revenge and really, you know, a good use of real life events mixed with, you know, another universe. So really good there. Thought it was a very good way of reinventing the series. You know, much like I think that The Amazing Spider-Man's going to be. Really enjoyed it. Highly recommend it. And the guy who played Magneto, I cannot remember his name, but he was a very good actor. He was in Inglourious Bastards too. He was very good. I loved him. I thought he was great. Like the guy who played Charles Xavier. Loved Kevin Bacon in it. I thought he was a great villain. So the whole cast was great. You know, really good movie. Then number 9, Attack the Block. This was a kind of an indie movie that just came out of nowhere. I loved this movie. I thought it was very, very funny. Very, very good. Probably the best scary movie, you know, kind of scary movie, I guess. You can qualify it as a sci-fi or a horror movie, I guess. But really good. And like I rewatched it again, it's still entertaining. I still laugh at some of the jokes. You know, some people might not like it. Some people might not like the British brand of humor. I personally do. I still think Shaun the Dead and Hot Fuzz are two of the funniest movies I've ever seen. And so I really like Attack of the Block. And again, anytime that you can get a cast of like all kids and the, you know, of unknown actors, and it's great, that really scores a bonus for me. I really like that a lot. Then we have number 8, Bridesmaids. I recently watched this movie again too, and God, is it still funny. It is the female version of The Hangover. This is basically a movie that every woman can watch and just think to themselves, you know, oh my God, I could not imagine like a time like that, blah blah blah. Much like The Hangover guys, you know, it's like, you know, that's like the worst case scenario of the event that could happen, and just it still makes me laugh, and you know that's what you want from a movie. It was probably the best comedy of the year. I don't know. It kind of depends on what you judge as a comedy, but I loved the movie. I thought it was great. It was definitely like the Hangover movie of the year, and I thought it was very, very funny and very, very well written too, and well acted. Number 7, 50-50. I recently saw this movie not too long ago. I loved it. I thought it was very, very good. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is awesome, and I don't know where this guy came from, but he's quickly becoming one of my favorite actors in Hollywood. He's awesome. Big fan of Seth Rogen, so I like the fact that he kind of got to have a movie that he broke out and like got to see like a little bit more serious side of him. It was really good. I liked it a lot, and I'm actually not ashamed to admit I got a little choked up at the end. It was a very touching ending, so really good movie. Definitely a movie that will be remembered as like one of those movies that you go back to as like a movie that deals with a difficult issue of, you know, with the cancer, dealing with cancer and everything. So very good. I liked it a lot. Number 6, The Muppets. This is just basically because I was a huge fan of the Muppets as a kid. I love the Muppets. The Swedish Chef is still the funniest TV character of all time, in my opinion. I could watch YouTube clips of the Swedish Chef all day long. And I love the Muppets. I love the silly brand of humor. It works on so many levels. And this movie really did a wonderful job of bringing back those childhood memories for everyone, and really letting kids see a different type. This is a good type of family fun. This is the kind of movie that you, as an adult, can go see with your 20-year-old, your 19-year-old, your 13, 12, 5-year-old, and you'll all have a good time. You'll all enjoy. You'll all laugh. It's funny, funny movie. Yes, it's a musical, but the musical numbers are so kind of just joyful in their own way. They're so much fun. I really love this whole movie. I cannot wait to see it again. It was one of the best movies of the year, and really, it was the best family movie of all time, in my opinion. Well, you might have to go back, but it's definitely the best family movie of the year. Let's not go crazy, I guess, but definitely worth your money to go see. Definitely worth checking out. Number 5, Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. I saw this movie in IMAX, which really is the only way to see this movie because of the scene in Dubai, which is unbelievable, especially when you learn that they actually did that in real life. Like, it was no green screen. It was really him hanging out the window with wires, and that's just crazy. Great action. It's probably one of the. It's a great action movie. It's definitely worth seeing. It's, you could go see it without seeing the first 3. You just don't. You introduce the characters pretty fast, and it's entertaining. I loved it. It's a great action movie. It's definitely on the level of like Reborn, Ultimatum was, where it's an action movie, and that's you're getting a good action movie. So I love that. I thought it was really good. Number 4, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. I'm a big fan of Harry Potter. I've read all the books. I own all the books. I think I own all the movies. I might be missing one. But I just thought for some reason this movie just was so good on so many levels. It really did what it was supposed to. It wrapped everything up in a big ball, and it was the go-home show. And it delivered on every level. The moments that were emotionally attached, you were crying. I remember like the first night I saw this movie, there were people in the crowd that were just bawling their eyes out during when some of the characters died. And just, if you can get people that read the book and and are crying in public, that is touche. That's when you know you got a great movie. Alan Rickman, the guy who played Snape, was amazing. I think he deserved a Best Supporting Actor nomination for this movie. Just he really did a great job, and especially in the entire series, he really carried himself well. But this movie just really was the perfect way to end the Harry Potter series and set it off on a big note, and was very, very good. Probably the best Harry Potter movie of the whole series. Not surprising anyone, I think. Number 3, The Descendants. I saw this movie when after it came out, and I was kind of hesitant. I'm like, okay, I'll go see it. I wasn't really thrilled to go see it, but I saw it. I loved it. And the more I thought about it, the more after the movie was over, I was like, okay, that was good. And the more I thought more and more, it's like, you know what? That movie really took a difficult issue and made it a very good movie. It took the issue of the common, wife's in a coma, wife's dying thing, and then it flipped on this and she also had an affair. And it's like, that's a really clever situation that's never been put in a film and never really been used. And I thought they got a very good comedy out of it. It was a very good family movie, I think, and it really touched on a lot of difficult issues, like how do you approach something like this. And I really liked it, especially for anyone that's it's really good for a single parent, to see this movie, see just what it could be like becoming a single parent. And I really dug it. I thought George Clooney was awesome. I thought the cast, the kids were great, especially the older daughter. I don't remember her name, but she was really good. I think she got a Golden Globe nomination. I don't think she got an Oscar one, but she got a Golden Globe one for sure, I know. But really, really fun, and really touching movie. And I thought that it was a surefire best. I think it's a surefire Best Picture winner. Either that or The Artist, which I still haven't seen, and quite frankly, I'm not really looking forward to seeing down the road. Now, number 2. This was the most difficult part for me. I had a tough time deciding between this one or my number 1. And my number 2 is Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo was my number 1 for almost the entire time I was making this list. But I just thought, I rewatched it again, and it's still great. It's still an amazing story. It's one of the few movies this year that have lived up to the hype that was surrounding it, where people were talking about how great the book was, and how great the Swedish version was, and so how great this one's going to be. And it was. It was amazing. I basically have said it. It's basically like the best episode of CSI and Law & Order ever, but it's broadcast on HBO, so they're allowed to show all the blood and gore and sexual situations that they talk about. And this movie is not meant for kids. It's not meant for people with a weak stomach. You're going to be cringing a little bit. I definitely was. I'm sure people know what I'm talking about for who've seen the movie. But this movie was very well acted. Rooney Mara was amazing. I love watching her perform this. And then a guy who just read the book, I think the book's great too. I think they did a really good job of capturing the important parts and leaving out the kind of unimportant details behind the backstory and everything. But really delivered a solid movie here, a solid mystery too. Really fun to like go through and like kind of pick up, the little clues and try to put them together yourself by the end of the movie. So really great and definitely one of my favorite movies of the year. But my number one movie of the year is Drive. I love this movie. I finally watched it online. I bought the DVD. I can't stop listening to the soundtrack. It's one of the best movies of the year. It's just a masterpiece. It's not for everyone. You have to be the right kind of movie person. You might not like it because you might think, oh, it's gonna be Fast and the Furious or the Transformers, and it's different. It's almost like a Tarantino movie in a lot of ways, where it's heavily relying on the characters, and instead of relying on dialogue, they just rely on kind of the subtle human interaction that you have, like with someone, like just the way you look at someone, the way you hold their hand or something. It's little stuff like that that really built on this love story that was in the movie. But really, like, I love the fact that the Ryan Gosling character is so, like, really low profile at the beginning, like very unfazed by anything going on around him. And by the end of the movie, he's basically willing to kill anyone to get out of this mess he's in. And I really like that character development throughout the movie. And I love the character himself. It was one of the best movies I've ever seen. And it's definitely my favorite of the year. And it was a very tough choice between that or Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, but I think I made the right one. So Drive is the best movie of 2011 in my opinion. And if you think differently, please comments on the bottom there, subscribe, like, all that other stuff. Take care. I'll be back on Sunday with Walking Dead reviews from this week and next week because I missed last week. And I'll probably do a little bit on the Oscars if I watch it tomorrow night. Alright, take care. Bye.